Fisher. I'm from Kimnara Music. We're a very small charity. We've started in 2005. We do music with young people with autism. We try and take them further than they would usually be taken by things with music with autism. We teach them electric guitars, we teach them how to compose, we teach them how to do live shows. And most of all, we teach them how to get on with each other. We started off up at Hoxton Hall, which is just up the road, and we met some brilliant youngsters during that time, and we did lots of projects, all culminating in a show where people from the local area and their carers and parents could come in and see what they'd learned. And they were generally very, very impressed, the parents. You know, they saw things in their children that they didn't know existed. Just recently, or not recently, sorry, in 2009, we met up with the people at the Huddleston Centre, which is where we now run most of our projects. The thing with the HUD is that they've got youth workers there who we can hire. They've got a van which gets the people home after the shows and after each week, which means that the parents get a bit of extra respite, which is great. It's just been a really good thing for them all. When we first met them, they were all sort of very quiet and sort of a bit withdrawn, which is a fairly normal thing with autism. As time's gone on, they've grown into a team, and they are now like a little band. They're cheeky, they do all the things a band would do. A camera comes out and they're all there in the big huddle. And really, if you'd known what they were like sort of 2-3 years ago, that was not them. They all went and hid in corners, and that was kind of where they were in life. So we've really brought them out, and apparently they've taken that out. We only have their parents' word for this, but they have taken that out into the rest of their lives, where they've actually now got far more confidence than they had before. As you heard, Hackney is kind of a pretty poor area. It's sort of, on one face of it, it looks as if it's very up and coming, but actually these youngsters are all from the estates, and in their life, Hackney isn't up and coming. We're based on what used to be Murder Mile. The riots happened about 300 yards from the hall. That's the environment they're in. I think the main thing they've noticed with the up and coming of the area is that actually where they used to be able to get a loaf of bread for £1.20 down the local shop, it's now costing them £2.50, and that's kind of where they are with it. So yeah, there is a need there, and it's not being serviced by anything that they can afford themselves. We don't charge anything for doing anything with them. It's all a free of charge thing. A little while back we got given the Innovate grant by Sound Connections. We got given that because we're innovative. We do things that no other charities are really doing with young people with autism. We are letting them explore what talent they've got. We've had them writing songs together, which again is a sharing thing that isn't a thing that autism generally brings about. We got this one young lad who, when we first got him, he spent 6 weeks sat in the corner, just very quietly. Every week we try and bring him on. Look, have a go on the electric guitar. No, I want to sit here. Come and play some drums. No, I'm going to sit here. And then after about 6 weeks, he came in one week and he said, I've written a song. Well, really? Great. He said, and when we do the show, I'm the MC. Now, this young man stuttered so badly that you could barely talk to him. I mean, it was really difficult for him to talk. But, right, yeah, we're going to learn his song. We learned his song. And we gave him the mic to MC with a sort of backup plan in case it all went dreadfully wrong. But we gave him the mic. He didn't stutter once. He was Mr. Confidence. He was just there. And it just goes to, yeah, given the opportunity and given the tools, these young people will grab it and they'll go for it. And he now is such a confident young man, and I'm so proud of him for doing that. Yeah, most of these youngsters, when I was doing putting this slideshow together, I was looking at the pictures and they were all so wee when we first met them. And now, like, most of them are about 6'3" and towering above me. They're sort of real grown-ups. But that doesn't mean that we can let them go. They're now hitting a really difficult point in their life. They're all sort of 17, 18, they're just becoming adults. The ones that are with foster parents are probably going to be put in assisted living. They're leaving education. They're not going to be able to find work, most probably. I mean, some really, unfortunately, just won't find work. And what we're trying to do is we need to give them the continuity. One of the big things with autism is keeping continuity going with them. So we're trying to keep this running. Like I said, most of the group we've now had for 5 years. We want to keep that going until they decide they don't need us anymore. And that's really what we're trying to raise money for, is to keep this running on and on, because we need to keep supporting them. So yeah, that's what we need. We need to keep giving them time. We keep needing to put our effort in. They're just wonderful young people. As an organisation, everything we do, apart from the actual delivery, is done on a voluntary basis. So any money that we raise actually will go to the frontline delivery. I've learned how to do bookkeeping, I've learned web design, I've learned, yeah, all of that we just do for nothing. So it's the young people that are the most important. That's where we need the money to go, is actually to them and delivering the frontline service. So yeah, that's where all your money will go. Yeah, one of the things that does worry us is where they're reaching that 18 age, there's a very big danger that, well, it's quite likely that they're going to realise that their aspirations can't be the same as their brothers and sisters, their friends. It's going to start slowly dawning on them that actually they are different, and they're not going to get a girlfriend perhaps. Yeah, they're going to realise that they're not going to be able to work and things like that. And one of the worrying things is that that might actually drive them into a bit of depression. Our two head tutors at the moment are both doing MAs in music therapy and art therapy, so that when that moment arrives, we're actually there to take care of that as well. We're in it for the real long term with these youngsters. We adore them. We just don't want to let them go. We want them to have a great life.